G'day guys, welcome to another Tuesday night in the man cave. Okay, so tonight what we got going on is I've finished the Postie Bike, the post-apocalyptic Mad Max Postie Bike. So it's the final build and basically it's the finished product. At the end of that bit that you'll watch, you'll most probably be thinking, well Mark, you didn't bloody show us you riding it or take us with you on it. I'm going to do that next week. I actually didn't even bloody think about it until after I bloody did it, and anyway, so that'll be next week. I'll take you for a ride on it and see how quirky and crazy it is to bloody ride the thing. So also I've done a bit of man crafting. I've built some table bloody top type things out of pallet wood. I'll just show you a bit of that. Two stickers I've got. Two new stickers for the worldwide sticker board. And I think that's it. Alright, let's just get straight into the Postie Bike. Actually guys, before we get to that, I did forget, there's also, I tell a little story with a couple of lessons learned further down in the video. Alright, let's get into the Postie. Alright guys, so I've got to get bloody doing a bit more on Tommy. Ah yeah, I caught ya. Got to get some more done on this bloody bike, but I have to show you guys what we've done so far. So what you haven't seen from the last video is this bloody wooden knobby thing, and there's that compass. So we've made it all kind of like darkened and whatever, just to give it that oldish look or used look. And then there's that the knife. So that's the knife that sits on the side there. And that just bloody pops straight out. I made that out of that carpet stuff that you have in cars. We had some left over, and I've just wrapped it in that material. I actually stapled, just folded this this carpet stuff around, stapled all the way down there, so cut it to the size, and then just used the zip ties, and that's just made that sheath perfectly. So that's that. Oh, I put some stickers. So these stickers here, I wanted to, all the bikes over there, every one of them, Max is hiding underneath the bloody covers because I just washed it, have this set of stickers on them. So I wanted to put it on this one as well, but I didn't want it to stick out. So what I did was, I got the stickers and before I stuck them on, I got some sandpaper, just roughed them up, and then I stuck them on here, and then I just got some spray paint and just went ch-ch-ch. And I reckon that's come up awesome like that. And I also then, when I went, oh man, that was bloody awesome. So I thought, bugger it, I'll put a bloody keep on riding one in there. And did basically the same setup. Alright, so what else have we done? I think is different is, well, I don't want to show you that bit. We took off that shitty bloody paracord weave that we put on there, and now we've just done that just so it makes it look more, I don't know, we'll call it Mad Maxy. So that's new, and check this out. So you remember I hand drew a bloody skull and all this kind of stuff, and it was kind of like, but we ended up stenciling it, and look at that. That is bloody, love that skull. Cool as. Alright, so now that you've seen all that, what I've got left to do is put on, I've got two new tyres. I'll bring you over and show you those. I managed to find these real knobby ones. I'll bring these out in a minute. These are a new set. So these are the ones that I normally put on the Postie. So they're the, I think they call them like an all-terrain. And it's what the actual Posties use on their Postie bikes. But these, I got them off eBay. I'll bring them out here. They're like I suppose a pit bike or a dirt bike bloody tyre. Yeah, I didn't even know I could get them, but there you go. They will fit perfectly on the bike. So that will be that on the front and the same on the back. So that'll give that a lot more, I don't know, what would you call it? A bit of aggro, bit of bloody, I don't know, something like that. So I've got to put those on. I've got to put a new chain on, and I'll just show you. I'm still, you'll see here, zoom in on there,
So we lost the clip because it was all bloody rusty. So I put a bit of wire around there, and it's holding up so far. But I am going to put a new chain. I've got one over there, I'll show you. Basically, that's what it is, just a RK428H, I don't know, just a bloody standard chain. Nothing fancy. It is just a postie bike. So basically now, we've got to put on the barrel. Oh, look, I'll show you what we're kind of like. This is the barrel here. So that was the Kero drum, which I've just spray painted that with that pop belly black. Went and bought 2 belts from Kmart, I think it was. They were like $7 each. I'll most probably weather it all up, and I'll most probably have some type of stenciled bloody bullshit on there. But that's got to be put off up here, off there. I'll show you the bits and pieces I got for that, because I'm not going to show as I'm doing it. I'm just going to show you the finished product. So I've got these aluminium pieces. They'll be the main bars coming off, and then I've got other thin pieces which will create a what do you call it, a cradle for the barrel. So that's still to be done, and once that's done, I'll then go over this whole thing and then just really kind of like wear it out. Like all this stuff here, I just started doing a little bit of getting sandpaper and just roughing it all up. So I just wanted to get some shots of this before it gets too weathered. I'll most probably get this other stuff on, and then, I don't know, I'm talking shit, but anyway, there you go. So I'm just going to do a bit of a surrounding this before it then turns into the next bit. Okay, so the other thing that I've been doing, and this is that whole idea of either taking Tommy, once it's all done, taking Tommy out to somewhere, and whether it's out to one of the deserts, which is where I'm planning on doing it, and getting some really bloody cool shots. But I want to be able to do it not just of the bike, but yeah, that whole typical Mad Max bloody shots that you see where he's standing there with the car or whatever it is. So I've started doing some props. So what I've got here is, that gun that I showed in the last video just quickly, this gun here is basically what this is here. So exactly that same colouring, it's just a Nerf gun thing. This is a double barrel, except it's that way, not this way. So I've turned this from that to this. So it's bloody, that's just bandage stuff on there, and then I've just spray painted it, and then I'll put painted like scratches, just doing all these different techniques, which I've never done this stuff before. So, and I love just trying, new things and different things, and looking on you get on YouTube, and it doesn't matter what you bloody search for, someone else has always bloody done whatever you're looking for. So the whole distressing of things and all that kind of stuff, it's all on there, and it's quite it's interesting. I enjoy doing it. Maybe I'm just a big bloody kid. But yeah, I just enjoy doing bloody new stuff. So I'm not sure if I've finished with this yet. I've still got it. Once I'm finished, I'll clear coat it. But yeah, just putting all the bits and pieces and textures and stuff in it, just to make it look as if it was, real, like the wear marks and all that kind of shit. All right, crapping on. Bloody found this bloody glove thing in the kids' bloody bag of bullshit. So I've just painted that up and put all marks and bits and pieces. I'm going to use this, which is a hydration pack. So that's all going to get distressed up, and I might add bits and pieces to it. Just bloody plain. I'll get a pair of jeans, I'll distress all those up, and most probably maybe a jacket. I'm not too sure about a jacket. Don't know if I want to wreck a jacket. And then I'll choose one of these helmets, and it'll most probably, I'm thinking this is more the appropriate one, but I don't really want to go wrecking that. I mean, yeah. Or I could use my old full face, but I don't think the full face one would work for what I'm wanting to do. So there you go, guys. I just thought I'd show you that. That's what else is bloody coming up. Cool. Couldn't help myself, and so it begins. I'm very excited. Checking that out. Obviously this is way high. I've got to cut these off. But yeah, just got that in. And I've got to put, I've got spacers. I've bought spacers to space this out, so this will actually come out wider. But anyway, there you go. Well, here you go, guys. This is the finished product before the very last bit, which is getting it really dirty and all that kind of stuff. So we've just brought it around the corner from us. There's a little cool spot, and we're just getting photos of it. So there you go. That's it. Got the 44-gallon drum on. Got the new tyres. Did them last night, and the new chain. And just went round and really, I scrubbed that down a little bit. I ended up, we were going to do the coffee on that, but I got a bit lazy, and I just used a bit of spray paint. That's now got that, what do you call it, the burlap stuff on it. Just wrapped that around and then sprayed that really dark. Same as these bars at the back. Added the old fuel pipe thing, which runs around and down and into the Thunderbuster. So I'm pretty happy the way that it's turned out. Geez, when you look at it in the screen, it looks really thin, but looking at it with my eyes, looking at it, it's a whole lot chunkier than, I don't know whether I put this on the some hoon bloody screaming around. All right, we'll continue along. Anyway, there you go. That's what it is. Hopefully I'll get some video footage and some other bits and pieces. Cool. Alright, so we've got another sticker in the mail. This one's come from Evan Wilson. He's sent a little note. Hi Mark, I thought you might like a sticker from Great Ocean Road, one of Australia's greatest roads for a bike ride. Merry Christmas, Evan Wilson. Thanks mate. That is an awesome sticker, and that is an awesome bloody road. So that's the Great Ocean Road. Basically that's right on the bottom, so it's in the state of Victoria, right along the bottom. And I would think that it's actually most probably one of the best roads, coastal roads in the world. I mean, it's a total of 240, I think it's 243, I was just looking it up, 243 kilometres. But the best section is from Anglesey. It starts at Torquay, and then from Anglesey to Apollo Bay, you're up on cliffs, and you just follow around. So you just constantly got these barrage of bloody fantastic views. And then it goes in through the Otway, so through rainforest type stuff. And then you go a little inland, and then you back down onto the coast again, and that's where you get this stuff, the 12 Apostles, which there's not 12 Apostles anymore because they keep washing away. London Bridge, yeah, really good, that type of scenery that you get to see. And then I think it's about the last 50 k's where it heads to Warrnambool, it just goes inland. But yeah, absolutely. So I would say, I don't know, 75 kilometres of absolute awesomeness, and most probably, I don't know, the rest of it just absolutely fantastic. So, let's whack it on the board. All right, guys, so I reckon, whoops, that's upside down. Let's whack it about right on there. Beautiful. Oh, you'll notice I've now started to put the cotton, so as we're getting too many of these, I'll know exactly which stickers for what bloody area. Those ones over there. These here, this one will get one. I'll actually have to do a bit of a dip to try and not cross over all the different stickers. One's all the way up there. Cool, so Great Ocean Road, so we're Australia, and it's basically right along that bottom bit just there. Thanks Evan, bloody awesome. Alright guys, so I've got a little side project that I'm doing. I'll just give you a brief rundown of it, and I'll just most probably show you some bits and pieces as I do it. So I've got this table, just a grey bloody, I don't know, call it an office bloody desk table or whatever. This was in perfect condition. I've had it for years, but just recently when I did the Mad Max Postie build, I used it for putting the bits and pieces that I was spraying, because I knew that what I wanted to do with this is I'm going to grab a pallet, pull it apart. There's also around here, Nay has pallet wood here that's got splits and pieces, so I might be able to cut pieces out of that. But what I'm going to do is lay those pallet pieces on there and make a top out of it. Then I'll stain it. I'm going to paint the bottom so it's not that bloody white, that grey colour, make that black. So, as you know, me and they don't like, new modern bloody stuff, so I thought it'd be a bit of fun to do it. Alright, let's get into it. Now, as you know, with a good paint job, it's all about the preparation. Not that this really matters too much. Alright guys, so the cleanup's been done. Nothing fantastic. Life's hard enough without having to bloody worry about bloody going crazy. I'm not trying to sell it, this is just for in the backyard. And it's man cave stuff, so it doesn't have to be bloody perfect. So, all we've got to do now is spray all this. Only the side part I'm not going to worry about in there, and I don't have to worry about under the bottom of it, because that's going to have the pallet wood on it. Cool. Love it when it's easy. Alright guys, so that's it. All painted black. Already looks bloody good. Now what I use to paint that with is this bloody Rust-Oleum. Now this is an American product. Bunnings actually sells this, and their range is getting bigger and bigger. Nay actually swears by the stuff. So it's paint and primer, it bonds to plastic. I've done plastic chairs, and I've bloody used this all over the joint. There you go, Rust-Oleum. Bloody good pro tip. Alright guys, so that paint's been a couple of hours I think. Basically touch dry, we're able to manhandle it a little bit. So now we're just finding all the bits of scrap wood. Nay's been searching it for me. Thank you. So now we'll just trim bits and pieces and just like a jigsaw, work out where this is. Then we'll just start screwing these in. I'll obviously do a, what do you call it? What do they call those things where you do a bevel? A countersink hole is what I'm talking about. So we'll do a countersink so that the screw is actually below the wood. Cool bananas. We'll get into it. Ciao, folks. Ciao. Thanks. Alright guys, so we've got all that done. Nay's just setting up a, what do you call that? A belt sander. Belt sander. Belt sander, so I can give this a go. So there you go, that's the whole dealio. Nothing crazy, nothing flash. And I've purposely just kind of like put all the screws in the center all over the bloody joint. So now we'll get sanding. Well, there you go, guys. That's it all sanded up. So basically, it's just got a smooth. So it's still all uneven, but I'm not going to get any bloody splinters or whatever. Oh, there. But yeah, cool. So Nay is going and finding me some stain. So I'll actually move this over to there because it's actually just lightly raining at the moment. But yeah, move it over there. And then we'll start staining it, and that should be a job bloody done. Mixing up a concoction, are you?
Yeah, this is the magic brew.
Excellent. Now for the magic brew. What I do is dunk it in.
Dunk it in, and rub it in. You can also pour it on and rub it in, but...
Oh, here we go. Look at that. Beautiful. You can see where we're going with that. Cool. Show you when it's finished. Alright guys, so it's decided to start raining, but here is the finished product. So it's still drying. We'll most probably put just a clear coat over the top of that. There you go. A bit more bloody man cave. Lovely rain, loving it. It's been hot lately. Yesterday was, I think it was 37 degrees. Cool bananas, hope you enjoyed that, guys. Well guys, we liked the bloody table so much, and it was pretty bloody easy. Obviously if you've got the right tools, it makes the job a whole lot bloody easier. But yeah, look, we made a second one. Crazy. Just thought I'd show you that. Alright guys, so I've got a story to tell you, and in this story I learn a very valuable lesson, and I learn it in two ways. So we'll go over here and I'll tell you about it. Okay, so first up, the story is about these two postie bikes, me and Nay going for a ride. Okay, so here's the backstory. Me and Nay wanted to go up and find that bus that must have been a few years ago now that I took Harry the Cruiser up and found that bus in the middle of nowhere up at Sea Lake. So Nay wanted to do that. So what we decided to do was to put the two postie bikes on the trailer and drive up there in the Jeep. It was 2.5 hour drive to get up there, and then park somewhere and then ride through the sand and backtracks and all that kind of stuff to get to the bus, which was going to be a fairly easy thing. We could do it all in one day. Now what I would normally do before doing a ride, like say if I'm taking Max, the night before I start it up, make sure it all runs and everything's all good and chains are bloody lubed up, tyres are at the right bloody pressure and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so we're putting these bikes, going to be trailering them on. So normally I would have done all that the night before that we wanted to leave, which I didn't do. I left it all for the morning, so I grabbed the bikes out. I just, I thought, no, I'll just check this. Yeah, the tyres are right. Didn't, put the gauge on it. And I remember saying to myself, I should start them up just to make sure that they run. But I went, nah, they're postie bikes. They just always start up and they just always continue going. So I went, nah, bugger it. So I just threw them on the bloody trailer, tied everything down, grabbed everything, and away we went. Travelled 2.5 hours. And then to get to this bus, like we've done it, there's a video that we've done where we're going to try and circumnavigate
the sea lake to get around to the bus, but we never made it because it was hard going and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so this time I thought, no, we'll go the way that I went when I took Harry. And basically we kind of like get in and it's more of a direct route. Anyway, so we travelled the 2.5 hours and we start going down this dirt road to where we'll pull over and then take the bikes off and then go the rest on the bikes. Anyway, we get a little way down the track, and what they've done now, all the farmers have done, obviously a lot of people try and do this, or I don't know what the deal is, but they've actually on their fences big things saying do private property, do not bloody trespass. If you're looking for the lake, Google this particular road, which is the main entrance into Sea Lake, which is nowhere near where this is. So I thought, shit, I can't do that. I can't go through that. You know, that's just morally not right to do. So we thought, right, we had to back out, and then we're trying to get bloody reception on Google to find another way in closer to where to get to the bus instead of having to go all the other way down. So we ended up going a fair way around before we could find, and we found a place that we could get right on to get the bikes off. So we get the bikes off, Charlie starts up, no worries, but Tango wouldn't bloody start. It couldn't for the life of me. Nate tried kicking it over, I was trying to kick it over, tried to push start the bloody thing, it just wouldn't go. It was just confounding to why this bloody postie bike wouldn't go. So the lessons that I've learned, I suppose, in this is that never assume anything. I shouldn't have assumed that the bloody bikes were right to go. If I had tried to start it in the morning before taking off, I could have rectified the bloody problem. Anyway, the next time, and then the next bit, when we were out there trying to start it, I checked the petrol. So there was plenty of petrol in there because I'd already topped that up that morning. And as I was kicking it over and all that, I could smell that the petrol was getting through the system. And there are three basic things that'll start a bloody motorbike. You need air, petrol, and spark. I knew the petrol was right, so I thought, right, let's see if we're getting spark. So found a bloody thing that I could get the spark plug out, because I didn't bring any tools for the bikes. I just had my tools that I have in the Jeep. That's always in there. Anyway, an 18mm spanner, ring spanner, was able to get the bloody spark plug out. So I got that out, hooked it on. Yes, we're getting spark. Okay, that's two of them down. And the other one is obviously air. And I went, well, we done that big ride that we did, and the bikes all got muddy, and we totally cleaned them up, and I cleaned all the air filters, and this Tango hadn't done much for that. So I assumed that it wasn't the air problem because that was okay, and I didn't check it. So by the time we'd got up there, spent the 2.5 hours, and then we couldn't move, and then we had to get around and try and find bloody ways in. Time was going by, and then it was hot, the flies were driving us nuts. Nay had bloody cracked the poos by then because she was just, she decides to bloody come out and do something on the motorbikes, and then this happens. So, stuff the bloody universe. So we packed the bikes back up and we headed home. We had a bit of fun on the way home because we went looking at old railway stations and bloody stuff like that. But now, the reason why this bike, and this is the other alert, do not assume that the air filter, I shouldn't have assumed that the air filter, there wasn't a problem there. Now this bike was in this particular spot. I'm going to move it back out. Now the last time this bike was started was when we just started up, just to make sure everything's bloody going, just every couple of weeks or something like that. And we started it up in this exact spot. Now the air filter is down there, but the air intake is just below here. Anybody that rides or knows about postie bikes, they'll know what I'm talking about. It's just down in here. Now we had this running for a little bit, and I now remember it doing a bit of a chug at some stage, and I thought, that's alright, it's just bloody being stupid. What I believe has happened, so I've come home and I tried to start it at home, and bloody we tried changing spark plugs and everything, and just still wouldn't bloody go. So then I thought, alright, I'll take the air filter apart.
So I took that apart and looked at it and I went, no, it's fine. It's exactly the way that I thought. And then I thought, right, while it's just apart, I'll just try and start it again. Hey presto, away it went. It just started like normal. I couldn't believe it. So I put it all back together. No, it's all fine. It still starts, not a problem. I just racking my brain. I'm going, what the bloody hell's going on? And then I went, I know what's bloody happened. When we were starting it here, obviously there was a big, in this corner here, there's a big build up of, obviously, was it carbon monoxide or whatever, and because that air filter has sucked it in, now I'll show you, obviously I'll bring you down and show you. So yeah, we've had a big build up of that carbon monoxide. That carbon monoxide's been sucked into the air filter, or the air intake, so it's underneath there is where it comes in. So all that carbon monoxide's been brought in here and it's filled all in that area there. And then underneath here is the carby. So what's happened is, in here was no air and that carbon monoxide stayed in there. Even all that travelling up to, on the back of the trailer, there was basically no oxygen. I have no idea about all this stuff, but yeah, there was air in there, but it was carbon monoxide air, not the good oxygen stuff. And that's why this bike wouldn't start. And that's why when I opened up, I pulled this off, obviously the monoxide was able to get out and the air to come in. So I would believe that, I don't know how it works, but obviously it was trapped in there. That monoxide bloody stuff was just trapped in there and wasn't able to get out. And that was a simple fact of why I couldn't start the Postie bike. So if I had have taken that off when I was there, it would have started up. So there you go. Never bloody assume anything. So guys, if you're having trouble bloody starting a bike for whatever reason, remember there are 3 basic things that you need to have to make it start. That is, you've got to have fuel, and fuel getting through to the carby. Spark. So you need this thing to have sparks appearing there to ignite that petrol. And of course, air. We'll add the fuel and air mixture and then that spark to bloody combust that. The bike ain't going bloody anywhere. So obviously, if you're having trouble, check the air, your air filter, make sure there's no blockages with your fuel, make sure there's petrol in the tank. Don't assume that. I've done that on Max. So make sure that's there, make sure it's getting through to the carby. Normally if you're just trying to kick it over, you'll start to smell it like when the bike floods, you'll smell it, and that's a pretty good indication that you're getting petrol coming through. And the spark, I'll actually get the Postie bike. Some of you guys might know, most of you guys will know, but if you want to check to make sure that you're getting spark, there's a real simple way to do it. In actual fact guys, I'll show you on that little bike there. So to check for if you're getting spark through to the spark plug, all you got to do is pull the spark plug out. So take it out of there, put it back into the little socket thing on there, sit the spark plug so it's resting on a metal part of the bike, and then either use your button to start the bike, obviously make sure it's in neutral, or use the Kickstarter and just do this down and around, which I'll get you close so you're going to see the spark. So as you can see, we're getting spark. So if you can see the spark jumping in between, you don't have a problems with that. It's got to be either the petrol or the air. Obviously there are things after those things, but they're your 3 main things that when you're out on a trail or something like that you can normally check and see if that's what the problem is and rectify it. Cool bananas. So that's now the 3 things that I've actually experienced, and I think now I won't bloody forget that. With Max, trying to start the bloody thing, and I thought there was enough petrol in it. And it wasn't, and they said, are you sure there's enough petrol in it? So I went, right, bugger it, I'll show you, I'll pour some bloody more petrol in there. And hey presto, Max started up. So I assumed that there was enough bloody petrol in it, and there wasn't, and that's what my problem was no petrol. With the Spark was the this bike, bloody Tommy. It was just bloody having problems, and basically I pulled that off, did exactly what I just showed you, and I could see that there was no spark coming through. Changed over the spark plugs. Hey presto, started up beautifully. And now, just recently, I've learnt the lesson of the air filter, and especially that bloody monoxide thing. I've never, yeah. That was a real bloody crazy one for me. So it wasn't that it was blocked; it was just that there was that monoxide just built up in the air filter. And of course, with the Postie bikes, there's that quite a large system that even when we were trying to push start the thing, it just wasn't enough to keep eventually getting that fresh air. All right, I'm going to shut up now. There you go, guys. Cool.
All right, guys, so we've got another sticker. This is from Australia, from Western Australia. Check these out. Look at that. There's a whole lot of stickers there, and that's awesome. That is Sea Shepherd. Now, international guys may not know what Sea Shepherd is or what they're about. I'll take you back over to the Man Cave, because this is the Man Cave extension. Nay actually made that sign. And yeah, she's got up these bloody the spanners, drilled holes through them to put them up there. I tell you what, she had a hell of a job bloody drilling holes through them. But yeah, I'll explain what Sea Shepherd, in my limited capacity, what the Sea Shepherd is about. Now, Jim's sent a letter as well, and he says, "Hi Mark, not really motorcycle related, but stickers are smickers all day long. You don't have to stick them on the map, but it would be great to see one as you pan around the Man Cave from time to time. Cheers, Jim." Thanks, Jim. Bloody awesome. I am well adversed with the Sea Shepherd, as I'll show you when I go over there. So what I'm going to do is, because these are really large, I reckon I might even chuck one of these on the Jeep. I'll put one of these little ones, and we'll stick it so we're over Australia. Actually, I'll bring you over. Alright, so Australia, and that is Western Australia. So what we're going to do, because this is the Sea Shepherd, I'm going to stick that right in there, right in the middle. Bloody beautiful. So there you go, that's Sea Shepherd. I'll put in the little bloody peg thingies and do that. This is the one from earlier today. I've already put in that thing. Yeah, and I'm doing it like that so I don't go over other people's stickers. There you go. Cool, all right. Back to the Man Cave. All right, guys, so this is what the deal is with the Sea Shepherd. This is for the international guys that most probably have not heard of them, or you might have seen it on the news when they have, you know, the confrontations with the Japanese whalers and all that kind of stuff. Now, I've got their little website up and their About Us thing. I'll put my short lookers on. Alright, so we've got who we are. Sea Shepherd's mission statement. Sea Shepherd is a non-profit conservation organisation whose mission is to end the destruction of habitat and slaughter of wildlife in the world's oceans in order to conserve and protect ecosystems and species. Sea Shepherd Australia uses innovative direct action tactics to investigate, document and take action when necessary to expose and confront illegal activities on the high seas by safeguarding and the biodiversity of our delicately balanced oceanic ecosystems. Sea Shepherd Australia works to ensure their survival for future generations. There was a lot of big words in there for me. So yeah, look, what they do is basically they have ships. I've got a picture up here, I'll show you. When me and Nay went to Tasmania on Harry the Boulevard, we were in Hobart and we're just walking around and I spotted the bloody, this is the Steve Irwin ship. So that's one of their ships. I don't know how many they've got, but they've got quite a few. And yeah, they were docked there and they had a sign up saying, if you wanted to drop food there, that yeah, please do so. And they do tours and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we went there. We didn't have any food, so I just gave them $50 and I told them, you know, I don't care, go and take it to the pub and have a piss up, because the people on there are actually volunteers. So I thought that would be bloody fair enough for them to do that, because they go away for months and months at a time out to sea.
So that particular ship there, that's actually this. It's named the Steve Irwin. It's not black anymore. It's actually got a camo colour scheme on it these days. But everybody knows who Steve Irwin is. So what I've done is I've put the sticker there. Look at that. Bloody brilliant. So yeah, so what they do is, like, one of the main things that got me right in not because I'm not right into it, but what made me think, and I've donated to them and stuff like that. Hence, I bought this online, the beanie. Was the Japanese whaling ships coming down into, it's below Australia and Antarctica, and it's actually in the whale sanctuary, and they would actually illegally go in there getting all the whales. Now they claim to be it's for scientific purposes, and they just wangle bullshit. And so what Sea Shepherd do is they get in these bloody ships and they track them down, and they then just bloody bombard them and follow them and havoc them from actually being able to catch the whales. And you would have most probably seen on news where they've actually they've crashed into each other, and they've got the bloody water hoses and people getting on board, and they get pretty bloody full on with it. Anyway, there you go. Alright guys, that's it. This bloody video is must be way too long. I shall see you next Tuesday. Have a great week. Hope you guys had a great Christmas and a New Year. That's it. Keep on riding, and if you ain't riding, keep on keeping on.